Hi, thanks for joining me. It's Christine Kretcher from Create with Christine, and I am here with a special Friday night Facebook Live, and I'm going to do hopefully a annual catalog. The new annual catalog just went live this week, and I'm just going to do a highlight of a few things I wanted to point out now that I can show the inside pages of the catalog. So thanks for joining in if you're tuning in live or watching the replay. So one of the things I want to feature is the kits. Our kits are on pages 6 through 9. So if you have your catalog and you want to follow along. So what's really great is they have all the different kits that we offer, our all-inclusive kits, our Paper Pumpkin subscription, our product medleys, and our card kits. So I am featuring the Simply Citrus this month for June. It's my product-based class to go. For June, I'm still doing all my classes to go, just because we're just kind of slowing down for the pandemic here in Massachusetts. So until it's safe to gather for in-person classes. And then the Looking Up card kit is below, and that's a carryover. And then when we advance to the next pages, the gorgeous posies. Now this kit is not all inclusive. So if you were interested in purchasing this, you would need to get the coordinating stamp set that's below. And I did get the box today. I have not put the cards together yet, but I did want to show the box since I'm live, and it's so pretty. It is gorgeous, gorgeous posies. So the name really speaks to itself. So it would be an awesome gift. Say you got the kit and put the cards together and then gifted the box with all the cards in it, or even made other cards and put other cards in the box. I just think it's beautiful. So I wanted to point that out. And then the product medley for this catalog is the Boho Indigo. So now I want to move ahead to the Flowers for Every Season suite. I want to show off the suites. So one thing about the suites, this one's a mega suite. There's 2 in this catalog, and this is one of them. And Stampin' Up tells you at the bottom all the products that are part of the suite. There's 2 bundles, so that's why it's a mega suite. And if you wanted to order all the products, they give you 1 item code and 1 amount at the bottom. So then they give you some samples and the designer series paper. I went ahead and went one step further, and I made paper samplers. So these are my 2x2 squares. This one is 6x6, and there's 48 pieces. So that's the Flowers for Every Season. And then I also have some swaps. So I'm going to swap right now. So I just figured I'd show some of these. This is the designer paper. The stamp set's the Forever Fern. This is, I should show you the stamps that go coordinate. It's the Jar of Flowers that's got a punch that coordinates, and then the Celebrate Sunflowers. So here's the sample with the jar with the Flowers for Every Season. Oh, that one was made by Lucille. The first one I showed was from my friend Celine. This one was my friend Chris, and she colored in all the beautiful jar of flowers. It's gorgeous. And then I have a whole bunch of sunflowers. The sunflowers are popular. So this was from Karen with the Celebrate Sunflowers bundle. This one came all the way from California to Massachusetts from my friend Song Suk. Is the Celebrate Sunflowers with some of the coordinating designer paper from the Cinnamon Cider. Yep. Okay, so moving along, I want to feature the World of Good suite, which is on pages 24 to 26. So one thing about this is going to be my Sweet and Simple card class for June. So there's going to be 4 projects, and I'll show them in a minute. So here's the World of Good. You get all the products again at the bottom, the designer paper, and then I have my sampler with the designer paper with the 2x2. This one has brass foil in some of the papers, so that's really fun. And then the stamp set. It's a bundle, so it's got dies that coordinate. So here's a really quick peek at my class. I just put it out last night. So this has got the kind of shiny brass world paper. When I made these 4 samples, I did not have my ink pad. So today I did get my ink pad. So yay. So I used basic black, Memento black ink. So here's another one with the brass. Third one, some brass going on there. And then one with the Misty Moonlight. So some of these I might recreate with the Misty Moonlight. I haven't really decided quite yet. Since it's a class to go, it will be optional. You could buy the Misty Moonlight ink pad if you need it, or just use black if you don't. So let's move along to Playful Pets. That's the next suite on pages 40 to 42. So dog and cat lovers delight, because this has got you covered. So there's the paper and my paper sampler. So cute. It kind of, in some ways, reminds me of, this one reminds me of, is it Angry Cat? I'm drawing a blank right now. Bad Cat. And then some of the dog and some of the imagery kind of reminds me of Disney movies. So it's really fun. And that's a dies that coordinate. So here's the stamp set. And moving along, the next suite I want to feature is Ornate Garden. This is on pages 64 to 67. This is the other mega suite. And this one has been around for a little bit because we were able to pre-order it. So again, at the bottom, you've got 2 bundles. And I had done a card class with this a few months ago. So here's the Ornate Garden Specialty Designer Series paper. This one's got gold in it. So that's what makes it specialty. And then here are the 2 bundles. These are both dies bundles. So you kind of got one with words and then one with images. And next, I'm going to butcher this. It's going to take me some time to pronounce it correctly, but it's the Peony Garden Suite. And oh, when I got the catalog the first look, this was like the top of my wish list. And I have not gotten it all yet, but I do have the paper. So it's just really so beautiful with the pinks and the grays. So here's a look at the paper sampler that I put together today when I got my paper. So pretty. And then here's the stamp set. This is also a dies bundle. There's so many dies bundles in this book. I think Stampin' Up! Told us in 192 pages with the new catalog, there was over 300 new products, and that just blew me away. So next, I want to feature the Whale of a Time suite. So this one is a punch, has a punch bundle that goes with it. And here's a look at some projects in the paper. And you see what I'm doing here. I'm showing the paper in my 2x2 samples. So this is great if you're a scrapbooker or memory keeping and you have young kids, you go to aquariums, so you have aquarium photos to scrapbook. That made me kind of think of the paper would be great for that. Oh, and this is also a 6x6 designer paper. Okay, the next suite is called, oh, I'm sorry, and there's 2 sheets. So here's sheet 2. It's got turtles, jellyfish, and here's 1 and 2. So again, there's 48 designs. Or I should say 48 pieces of paper. I hope that's correct. I'll look at the back and verify. The next suite, I will say I wasn't all that crazy about this suite, but then today I got the paper and it's gorgeous. It's the Playing with Patterns suite on pages 100 to 102. And there's the little new mini paper pumpkin. It's part of the suite if you buy all the products together. And here's the paper. So again, this one's a 6x6, and I just fell in love with the colors. So the purple posy, so that's 1 of 2, and here's 2 of 2. The purple posy really, I guess, does it. I'm kind of sort of in love with that color, but there's new colors too now. And I haven't been doing a good job of showing some of my swap cards, but this was one I got from Sandy with the ornate garden that I already showed. And well, why don't I talk about paper pumpkin? So the little tiny paper pumpkin, I got my boxes today. There's 10 in a pack, and they are little. A full-size card will not fit inside. It's too big. I believe note cards will fit inside, or you could fit a small gift or gift card or candy. So just want to show you. It opens just like a little paper pumpkin box, the full-size ones. So that's like super adorable. Had to order those on my first order. And here's the stamp set that goes with the Playing with Patterns suite. So this one is a die bundle. Okay, so now let's move along to the Forever Greenery suite. This is on pages 108 to 110. This has been really popular. The paper is all greens, and then the embellishments that kind of sort of coordinate with are all gold. So here's a look at the paper. I've gotten several swaps with this. Here's a look at my paper. Really pretty. So here's one swap that I got from Sharon. One of the first ones I showed, this is the stamp set, but it's different designer paper, but you could totally do this type of look and do a square with the green paper and just change it. This is kind of like on the blues, so you could change it to the greens. And then this one blew me away. Oh no, I think it's Denise. And this one I have to open up and show on camera because it's really cool. She has a ribbon going around the whole thing to open it, but then you kind of slide the ribbon and it kind of opens like a fun fold. So this one's really neat. Wanted to show that off. Thank you, Denise. Okay, and then here's the stamp set that coordinates, and again, it's a die bundle. So there's so many die bundles. And you know, why is there so many die bundles? Because Stampin' Up! Is coming out with our own 2, not 1, just 2 die and embossing machines. So those are in this catalog, but just to let you know, they are not available. Even as demonstrators, we have not been able to pre-order them or order them yet. So once I find out the dates of the launch for the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machines, I'll be sure to share the information. So the next suite I want to feature is the In Good Taste. I did use the Designer Series paper earlier this week on a couple projects on my live on Tuesday. So there are the products as part of the suite and the paper. This paper is, again, it's 12 by 12, but it's like a mega pack. So it's double the amount of sheets. So here's number 1. And it's all great textures, woods, and tiles. And here's number 2. So earlier this week, I used this paper over here, but I used a pink and I used the wood grain. So I have a couple samples. Well, there's a sample on my blog, but on my live from Tuesday, the 2nd of June, you can find those cards. And then here's the stamp set and dies that coordinate. So this one's got like labels and stuff. You can kind of sort of see it up here at the top. Labels and stuff that goes with the dies. So I have one more suite to show, and then I'm just going to feature a couple things towards the back of the book. So this is last but not least, and I think this one's going to be one of my favorites. It's the Artistry Blooms. And it's just, oh, look at that big giant die cut. Beautiful. And here's the paper. And let me give you a close-up with my pieces here. It's so bright and bold and fun. Summery for right now. And then let's just look at the stamp set. And it's also a die bundle. So here's the stamp set. So what's great is you get sentiments for different occasions. So I love that you kind of have an all occasion and then this big giant floral. And oh, I did not point it out, but in part of the suite is rainbow glimmer paper. Come on, rainbow glimmer paper? That should just tell you right there everything you need to know. So those are all the suites I wanted to feature. And since I don't want this to be forever and keep you on all night, I wanted to point out the color collections. They're on pages 142 to 143, and they're all on this 2-page spread. What's different about this catalog is it also includes the Stampin' Blends markers that come in the colors. They come in almost, I think, all colors. So, and there's the in colors at the bottom. So the color collections are there. You've got your cardstock, your ink pads, your ink refills, and your Stampin' Blends all on the same pages. And then the designer series paper, I showed all the ones that are part of suites. But just when you look, they're kind of a little bit strange. They go 1 through 4, and sometimes the description next to it isn't necessarily the designer paper it is. So just make sure to follow along with the numbers, especially like, see this one, the Playful Pets is like at the bottom, but the description is kind of up above by the Playful Patterns. So just want to point that out. And I did not have all the designer paper for the in colors and the family colors, but there is coordinating paper, and I did not show that, but I just wanted to point that out. For scrapbookers and people who memory keep, we have all of our memory keeping on pages 154 to 155. So we've got the 6x8 albums and page protectors, and then there's 2. There's a Flowers for Every Season Memories and More pack, and then a World of Good, I hope it's World of Good, Memories and More pack. This one would be great for traveling. So want to point those out. And then 170 is where we have the new Stampin' Cut and Emboss machines. So they are in the book. There's a mini and a big, but they are not available to order yet. So coming soon. So all these items, all their coordinating accessories are not available either. And then the next page, 173 to 179, goes over all the die bundles. So I'm not going to go through them all, but I do want to point out, and I will point it out at the end too, is that right now through June 30th, you can earn a die or a punch bundle, whichever you prefer. If you wanted to go for the most bang for your buck, it is $60.25, and you can get it for free. And that is if you join my team by purchasing the Stampin' Up! Starter Kit. So let me see if I can find it really quick. Okay, so it's $60.25. It's the Blossoms and Bloom bundle at the bottom here. So the starter kit, and I will show at the very end here a little starter kit promo here. So it's $125 of product. You have to pick out exactly $125, but you pay $99 plus tax. And in that, you would get free shipping. You would get a free paper pumpkin. You would get a free bundle of your choosing from this new annual catalog. So you have to pick either a punch bundle or a die cut bundle. And let's see, I also there's so many specials going on in June, it's like killing me. So also in June, there is a host special. So I just want to point out the host special The host information is on page 187. When you host, you can earn free exclusive stamp sets. And then here's the little graph about hosting. So until June 30th, if you host a party or you shop and you have a very long wish list and you want to place an order and it's over $250, you would get an extra $25 in host rewards. So looking at this graph at $250 level, you would get 10% host rewards. That'd be $25. You're going to get an extra $25. So it would be $300 that you would be picking out. Then you'd have to pay sales tax and shipping on top of that. So I just want to point that out. It's a great promotion going on right now. And then 188 is our joint special. That's good for the whole year. So it is $99 in the US. You get to pick out exactly $125 of merchandise. And you do get a free paper pumpkin and free shipping. So let me bring over, I have a basket that I put together. So, oh boy, it's heavy. It's way heavier than I thought it would be. Okay. So what I did is I put together a mock $125 order for my starter kit. So I did the Wheel of a Time suite. So I've got the Whale done stamp set. I've got the coordinating punch that makes it a bundle. Sorry, the light's a little shiny. Then I have the 6x6, I'm just going to say whale paper, Wheel of a Time 6x6 paper. The Seabed 3D embossing folder. All this is part of a suite. It's crazy. There is Wheel of a Time sequins. Oh, there's some that look like shells. They're so cute. There's a ribbon as part of this suite, which is Pool Party. It's a Pool Party sheer ribbon. It looks really bright here, but I think I haven't opened it yet, so I just got this stuff today. And then to coordinate, I picked 2 ink pads, Pacific Point and Granny Apple Green. Then I picked some cardstock because I want to make some cards. So of course I have white, and then I have the coordinating Pacific Point and Granny Apple Green. I have mini glue dots, some adhesives. I have our liquid glue. And I have a brand new Stampin' Seal. We have now Stampin' Seal and Stampin' Seal Plus. So this replaces snail adhesive. And I got them today, so I just opened the package. But the dispenser's the same on both of them. So, the coloring is different. This is the regular Stampin' Seal. The Plus is a darker inside, like a darker blue. They have a removable cover, but I have not played around with it yet. So I intend to play around with it over this weekend, and we'll report back on what I think. I believe it's more adhesive than snail was, like more yards. So that's pretty cool. You got a free paper pumpkin. So I've got paper pumpkin in my little basket here. And then for my free bundle, I went with the sunflowers. This has been a popular one so far. So I've got my Celebrate Sunflowers stamp set and my dies that coordinate. So the value is well over $200 when you factor everything in. So I wanted to point that out. I also wanted to mention is that in June, I do have a host code for the month. It's 979PFPXM. And if you spend over $25 this month, you will get 3 make and takes from me featuring the World of Good Specialty Designer Series paper. Excuse me. I did want to check on the Designer Series paper that I mentioned earlier. So with the 6x6 pages, you do get 48 sheets. It's 4 of each 12 double-sided designs. So I was right when I said 48 sheets. So thanks for joining me for my new catalog kickoff here. Let me know if you have any questions. Oh, wait, I have a couple more things to show. This was a swap I received from Lynn with featuring the new ink colors with the tailored tag punch. And I'm blanking on what that stamp set is, but it is in the annual catalog. I showed my paper pumpkin, mini paper pumpkin. One of the things I got in my first order was the new water painters. These are essential for watercoloring. There's actually 3 in the package. So you get a, well, let's see if it says, it probably doesn't say, and I should know this, but you kind of get like a fine tip, a larger one, and then a flat tip. So once I play around with these, I'll be able to share some more information. And I wonder if my friend Diane ordered them yet. She's like a master watercolorer, so I get all my watercoloring tips from her. And this is the Stampin' Seal Plus. Again, I did order it, but just got it today and opened the package. So you can see it's got a darker blue covering, but it's the same shape, has the removable tip. So that's the Stampin' Seal Plus. So I think that's everything I wanted to show. Thanks so much for tuning in. Let me know if you have any questions about the annual catalog. What I didn't mention when I showed the designer series papers is in the past I have done a paper share. So if you are interested in a paper share and haven't purchased from somebody else, please contact me. I do have all of them and I could provide a share. So contact me for more details on that. And my creative projects and my classes are up at my blog at christinestamps.blogspot.com. So if you want to head over and check those out, I will have a creative project to share on Sunday. And then I'll be back live on Tuesdays for my regular Tuesday tip Facebook Lives at 7 o'clock Eastern. Thanks so much.